So it's November 5th, 8:54 in the morning. And I'm going to make this quick video. I also have to do a review of some kind. I have notes. I just was going through my purse. Um, the other day, I got an email from here saying that I'm going to lose my advanced features. I didn't even know what advanced features were. Apparently, I can't pin comments and some other stuff. Um, the Whenever stuff like that happens, the emails are vague, and you don't know why they did it. Now, I have a community guidelines warning from over a year ago when I was talking about the thing. But even then, that day, I was talking about what I had seen on the Today Show, on NBC's Today Show, and I was talking about that, and somehow, you know how things were in the beginning of the thing, and the news was changing all the time, and I was talking about that day's news, and apparently that day's news was misinformation, or something. Somehow I phrased something meant that I was trying to lead people astray. Look, my whole point in doing this channel was I didn't even have a point. I was just going to say what I thought. And I was going to be an honest person. And I was going to say the perceptions that I have. Sometimes I think I may perceive things that other people don't, because they're busy. They have lives. I don't. They have things that they have to worry about. I mean, I have things to worry about. But you know what I mean? They're bogged down with other stuff. I'm just sitting here taking everything in. You know, sometimes I feel like a Jehovah's Witness in that I am witnessing the world, and I am going to have to testify, you know, on behalf of the guy upstairs or to the guy upstairs. And just like if I'm a security camera watching the peoples, you know what I mean? So, I'm not a Jehovah's Witness. Like I said, I was raised, well, I wasn't, yeah, we were Catholic. I'm technically still Catholic. I didn't ever say, I'm not a Catholic anymore. But yeah, so I'm not saying, I'm saying a witness for the guy upstairs in terms of how you witness things. You know, if you want to live long, don't witness nothing. I witness a lot, and I'm here for way too long. But, so I just say what I see. I call them as I see them. And that's what I do. I'm giving my perspective. And I try to tell the truth. I don't believe in my truth. I believe in the truth. There's the truth that's the same for everybody. People can have their own perspective, their own opinions. I love giving my opinion. You know what I mean? But, yeah, so I'm not trying to lead anybody straight. I'm not trying to say false things about people. If I make a mistake, I make a mistake. There's a couple times where I talk about famous people. I talk about newsworthy people. I talk about stuff. And what I say, a lot of times, I say the things I remember. And, you know, suppose I talk about a celebrity and an item of gossip from 20 years ago that I remember. I'm not saying anything's a fact. I say, oh, I remember when people were saying this. There was somebody I said, there was an actor I said, that, oh, remember that time that he married a entertainment mogul? It was a story in the news. And I said I didn't believe it. Now, I don't know who listens. I don't know if it's just a computer. I don't know who, you know, I don't know who's deciding when I need to be punished or when I'm doing the wrong thing. But like I said, here's the other thing. So this happened after the last couple videos I made. The last couple videos I made a video where I vaguely almost did a non-spoiler review of the movie I had just seen. Now I'm afraid to say the title of the movie because I didn't put the title of the movie in the subject heading because I wanted I if anybody's ever going to watch that movie, I kind of want them to just watch it not knowing anything. I didn't want to say too much. I said the name of the title in the review, I believe, And in the description, I put a hashtag of the title. Now, if algorithms are just looking for words, I guess that can happen, but understand this word, and I could be overanalyzing this because I just don't know what they're talking about. I just don't know what I did wrong. But this was like the last or the second to last video I did. There are people named Richard. And there is a nickname for people named Richard. And that is more commonly used now to describe something else. A type of personality and a body part. That happened to be the word in the title of the movie that I saw. So when I made a hashtag of the title of the movie that I saw, I guess that could be considered, if you don't know what I'm talking about, I don't know. It could be considered a bad word in my description. I don't know. Like I said, I'm guessing. I'm grasping at straws. I don't know what I did. Now, am I going to drop dead if I can't pin comments? I forgot what the other... Oh, I can't put links in my description either. So, I'm being punished for something. What it is, I don't know. But the point is, you're being punished because you didn't do right. I don't know what it is, though. Imagine your parent punishing you. Just coming in and hitting you with a strap because of that thing you did. What did I do? You know, what did you do? So you have that feeling of being punished and not knowing what you did wrong. Whether it matters in the grand scheme of things or not. So, what was the other thing I did before that? Oh, the other thing I did before that was I did an actual reaction. This is the first time I did an actual reaction, beginning to end, where I watched something throughout, had my headphones on. So it wasn't like my rev reactions where I'm pausing and copyright this or that. I mean, I haven't had any kind of copyright issue. There was, on my rev reaction, review reaction, whatever you want to call it, I call them rev reactions because I'm watching a movie that I haven't seen before. I'm reacting to it, but I'm not doing it like other people. I'm not putting it up in the corner because I'm watching it on my television. You know? So you can sometimes hear where I'm at. And that's why I leave it. But so you can hear where I'm at. You can infer what I'm talking about if you've already seen the film. You know? Because I'm not trying, like I said, I'm not trying to steal anybody's movie, stuff like that. So when people are watching my rev reactions, they're not going to understand the movie if they haven't already seen it. They're not going to know what's going on. You have to have seen whatever I'm talking about. But it's usually, yeah, it's my first time watching it. If I'm rewatching something, I'll say rewatch. I won't do that. But, so, a couple times I leave in too much, and I get, a copyright warning. I don't get a copyright strike. The Descent, there was a part where I guess it's usually music where I left too much in. It's because when I'm watching, I forget to pause and I start talking while the movie's still going on in the background because nobody's talking, especially a movie like that where there's so little dialogue. You just start talking because you're not interrupting anybody. You're forgetting there's background sounds and screams and scary noises, and that's part of the movie that's going to be picked up by the algorithm and stuff like that. So I probably left too much in. So that's the last time I got any kind of copyright thing, but it was just people in so many countries can't watch a movie, and I'm sorry for the people in Turkey or wherever that are going to have to miss me. They didn't miss me anyway, but you know what I mean. So there's that. It's so funny. I just watched one of my favorite reaction channels, reaction to Man on Fire. I could not get Man on Fire. I had to edit it 3 times the way I do it, and it could not get that thing up. But so yeah, I don't understand the rhyme or reason of how that copyright thing. So I try to avoid it. Like I said, so I did the South Park Pandaverse, joining the Pandaverse, and I watched it with headphones on. And then I told my my thoughts about everything that happened. As a Star Wars fan, I was on my Twitter account. My pinned tweet is a picture of me In my Star Wars shirt, that got taken down once. Probably because Star Wars is copyright. I don't know. In my little Star Wars shirt with Luke Skywalker and C-3PO on it from when I was like 4 or 5 years old. And that was back in the 70s, right? So, when the movie was brand new. Because I saw it, that's one of the first movies I saw in the theater. I think I may have seen Freaky Friday before that, but, or whichever, I don't know, but I saw Star Wars in the theater. So I've been a Star Wars fan all along. I was sad when George Lucas sold it. I said all these things in that video, but also I said my opinions of Kathleen Kennedy and everything that happened. I may have made a mistake. Like, I know there's one mistake I made. Not technically a mistake. I was saying how I used to think she was Harrison Ford's ex-wife. I know I'm wrong about that. And I said that I think his ex-wife had a name just like hers. I went and looked it up later. I know what it is. It's that they had that double sound, like Kathleen Kennedy has the sound, right? Melissa Matheson has the mumba sound. So it's like the double sound. But I did confuse them because at some point I thought that Kathleen Kennedy was the lady who wrote E.T. I was wrong about that. I was wrong. That was a mistake I had in my head years ago. And apparently Melissa Matheson passed away. I didn't know. Rest in peace. Because E.T., I feel like every kid, every young enough kid to be impressionable who saw E.T. in the theater, which I did, that really shaped our heart space and our brain space. And it influenced us at a young age in a very good and positive way. So I'm grateful that she was around, and I'm sorry that she's gone. But yeah, so in that way, I may have made a slight mistake saying that their names sounded alike, and that's why I confused them. But I really did combine them into one person somehow in my brain years ago. So then I said what my experience as a fan watching the takeover of Lucasfilm by Disney, and I told that story. That was the story that I witnessed. I wasn't putting out any false information or anything like that. If I said some people didn't like, okay. But if if you go in a trial, say you're a person and you're a witness, sometimes, and everybody knows this, sometimes witnesses see things a different way, and this is where people come up with the idea of your truth or somebody else's truth. Two people seeing the same accident, two people seeing the same robbery, remember things differently. One person remembers the thief had on a white top and black pants. The other person remembers that they had on a black top and white pants. You know what I mean? Because that's how memory works. If I'm saying something that's wrong, it's a mistake. Otherwise, I'm telling my opinions and I'm saying what I think, and I'm not trying to harm anybody, and I'm not trying to hurt anybody's feelings, and I'm not trying to negatively influence anybody. I'm saying my perspective, my opinions, what I witnessed to the best of my ability in this lifetime. I'm not trying to hurt anybody. So I don't know what this is about. I don't know how it's going to affect my channel. I keep saying I'm going to post more on Rumble. I don't end up doing it because I'm always on YouTube watching YouTube videos, and I don't know, say it's just easier. It's just I forget that I need to do that. I'm an old person. I forget that I don't want to have anything synced up. I don't like having all my emails linked up. I don't like doing stuff like that, so I don't sync things up. The way I am, I feel the need to do things individually, so I don't know. So I don't have Rumble synced up. I think my name is all one word. I don't think there's a space. It may be capital letters. I don't know if I have. I think I'm going to just make a card with all my usernames. First, real quick. Twitter is starshine_3, and I had that originally as my live journal, which is still there. I still try to update my live journal. My over 20-year-old IMDb account is the Popuns with a underscore in between those two words. What else? My letterbox is Ant Movies. Yeah, Rumble, like I said, is almost just, it's my name. That's when that looks, but it's and my name is Lopes, not Lopez. I'll say it until I'm blue in the face. I don't care. Like I said, other people who have some kind of Portuguese descent, they do let people as their last name when it's not as. Like, it's not Lopez, it's not Mendez, it's not Gomez, it's Lopes and Gomes and Mendes. You know what I mean? If there's an S, it's not Ez. Okay? It's like saying, like, you buy more than one rope, you bought ropes. You have more than one hope, you have hopes. My last name is Lopes. So, yeah, I'm going to continue to do what I do to the best of my ability. I really, you automatically self-censor in this day and age, and it's sad, and I hate that I do it. But the only other option is to completely self-censor and stop. Self-censor. Self-censor and stop talking. And just quit everything. And I don't want to get to that point. I'm great at walking away. And I'm trying to not do that. Because sometimes I lose just because other people are garbagey. But as I've been trying to do this over the last so many years, and not just walk away in a hissy fit. See, now I'm in a hissy fit. I feel like maybe I was always right to just walk away. Because trying to endure, for what, most things aren't worth it. But I'm not gonna silence myself. If they silence me, fine. I'm trying not to quit things. I'm trying to get fired instead, meaning I'm going to hang on as long as I can to the breaking point. And I'm on a breaking point for some things in life right now. But, yeah, so I should probably share more of my life experience. I don't do that for a reason. It's been going on since March. But I'm not trying to steal anybody's copyright. I'm not trying to harm anybody with false information. Oh, that's the thing about the swear words, and this is what I don't understand. If I do my video, I just talk. If I remember that I said some words, when I upload my video to YouTube, is it for kids? None of my videos are for kids. None of them. Okay? And then it asks you, do you want to restrict this to 18 and over? Every time I remember saying a swear word, I say yeah. Restrict it. So the vast majority of my videos shouldn't be viewable by people under 18. And if I remembered saying a swear word, a curse word, however you want to call it, any profanity, I restrict that video to people over 18. That's why I'm having a hard time understanding. I'm not monetized or anything like that. So all the other channels I watch, occasionally they let a word out, you know what I mean, or something. But they're monetized. They make a lot of money. They have bazillions of people, subscribers, and stuff. And they're trying to make money, and they're trying to so they need to appeal to a lot of people. So they need to not restrict their video to people over 18. I'm not doing that though. I'm so if I say a bad word, like in I did the last movie that I reviewed, it's already restricted. So, but here's my thing, and this is what I'm trying to. This is the part that bothers me. I have no idea what it is. So you see the mental gymnastics and all the math I have to do trying to figure out what I did wrong. If I did something wrong and I'm being punished, tell me what I did, and either I'll stop doing it or I won't stop doing it, but I'll know. Or I'll take my videos elsewhere. If there's a policy, you can't say this word, you can't say that word. Okay, in this one, you put a hashtag that you shouldn't, but then tell me that. I'll take it off. Or I'll know this is a problem, and I'll make a conscious decision to not do it or to do it in the future. But I can't make any kind of conscious decision because I don't know what I did. And this happened somewhat in the past. There was another video, and I think I said a word that in this country means one thing, and it means something worse in England. And I didn't know. because I guess it's a slur for a certain kind of person, but I wasn't talking about kind of person. I was talking about an activity I did. I freaked out about something and I used a different word that means the same thing as freak out. And I guess in England, that's a slur for a certain kind of a person. But I was using the verb, you know? So, yeah, I don't get a lot of anything. It just seems like when I get something, it's like, okay, you're punished. And it's community guidelines. And I look at community guidelines and I'm like, I don't know. I don't understand those rules. They're very vague and they could be applied to anything. And if somebody decide, I mean, I don't think people sit there and watch these videos, but people misinterpret me all the time. People who don't understand the way I'm using the words take them a different way and they get upset. And it's like, that's not, you know what I mean? I can't be everybody else. So I'm going to continue to be myself. If I get I'm not trying to hurt anybody. I'm not trying to influence anybody. I'm not trying to give anybody false information. That's the last thing I ever want to do. So I putting this up. Like I said, I'll put my other I'll make a card with all my other screen names or whatever wherever I'm on, and I'm just going to continue to call Twitter, even though that's not what it's called anymore. If you watch an article and they'll say X, formerly known as Twitter, they have to say it like Prince, the artist formerly known as Prince. Yeah, so I'll make a card and put everything up, but I'm not trying to hurt anybody. And if I'm being restricted more than before, I honestly don't know what I did this time. I really don't.